Yo, what is up, everybody? We are your hosts, Joshua Shapiro and Joey Murray, back with Saturday's edition for Crossover Athlete Insights. As every Saturday, we're going to go over Thursday night's recap of the Cowboys and the Seahawks, little injury roundup for Week 13, some start sits, and everybody's favorite segment again, the betting segment, DFS at the end. So make sure you stick around and find out Joey's top plays for Week 13. We are here to make you money, both in DFS and in fantasy football. All right. Thursday's game, interesting one. Dallas defense struggled a little bit, and we finally saw DK Metcalf get in the end zone.
I think it was just kind of bland struggling out there a little bit.
Yeah, he was getting cooked.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, first play or what, third play of the game
Yeah,
was 65 yards.
75 or something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah, DK was. So DK, the entire season leading up to yesterday or to Thursday, he had 3 touchdowns,
Yeah.
matched it.
Yeah.
One of our league winners, by the way,
Yeah.
just in case you guys didn't know.
Check us
We,
out on TikTok.
yeah, that's where it was. Like we say all the time, we do post the podcast for you Tuesday and Saturday, but we put more info throughout the week on our TikTok and other social medias as well. So be sure to follow us over there. Crossover Athlete Insights with an S. It was a good game though.
Yeah, I mean, no punts.
Was it no
Yeah,
punts?
no punts. Probably the most enjoyable primetime game of the year so far.
That's really interesting,
Any
actually.
game, well, primetime game without T Swift in there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they show her more than they show the game usually.
yeah. Yeah. You can do.
Yeah. So DK 6 for 134 and 3 tutties.
Yeah. Yeah, a little frustrating for all Tyler Lockett managers out there.
Yeah.
Especially I think his first no, second touchdown. It was, like, just a little quick slant, from, like, 3-yard line. I feel like that's typically Tyler Lockett's
Yeah. That's where he's
role,
right.
and so I knew I was kinda gonna be in a little bit of trouble whenever saw that happen.
Do I dare say that JSN is starting to take over that spot?
He looked like the 2.
Yeah. So
He
snap
led the team in targets yesterday.
he did 11 targets. Love to see it. I mean, I think it was bound to come sooner or later.
Well, and it could have been a way more productive night if they, didn't overturn that touchdown call.
Yeah. And he had a few PI calls against him too. Like there were some bigger plays that could have been had. And
Yeah.
those don't even count towards targets, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, the one like the touchdown change,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
but like the PIs that he had, not even targets. So like he had 11, probably could have had 13 or so, at
Yeah.
least 12, probably 13. I think
Yeah, I
he had
think he
two.
only had 4 in the first half too. Like,
Really.
the second half was just all JSN.
Bet him. I mean, he's too talented not to do something.
Well, everybody forgets what he did his sophomore year at Ohio State,
He was
and then
unbelievable.
he was nowhere to be seen with the hamstring injury.
Hmm.
And then broke his wrist. So, like, nobody you haven't
Slow
really heard
start.
of him doing anything crazy besides that Rose Bowl game he
Right.
had sophomore year.
Game was insane. Well, that
Yeah.
whole year he was great.
Yeah, but that was kinda just Olave, Garrett Wilson
Yeah,
out.
he's the third. Well,
Yeah.
they always said too, like those guys see how good they are in the NFL, and they're like JSN's better than all of us.
Yeah.
So again, matter of time. Tyler Lockett still outsnapped him by 15 snaps, but only ran 6 more routes. So like, if it's a pass play, JSN's in the game.
Well, and I think Lockett's just that for sure guy. You know what you're gonna get. You know he's gonna do the job. So,
Mhm.
like, he's just always gonna be out there. I think for no matter what, as long as he's healthy, no matter
Yeah,
what his role is, I think his snap share is gonna be all the way up. Just
I
he's
agree.
another one of those veteran presence
Yeah,
out there.
and DK and Tyler are the outside guys, and JSN's a slot guy. So it could just be a personnel thing on the snap differential. But again, the routes run weren't as drastic of a difference. So like again, if they're passing, they're probably in a 3 wide receiver set, and JSN's getting the like is running a route at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting one. I like him the rest of the way. I really do. I think he's got a chance to provide like flex value throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think last night really started to show his value for next season.
Yeah, and like
So,
keeper ones.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
probably
just
got him late.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, like, we gotta think, like, there was talks of him going in the top 5 overall picks. Like, he was the
unbelievable.
dude. So,
Right.
like, I don't know. I think people just forget about his upside. Not hearing his name enough, and now that he's starting to get the targets. Chris Collinsworth was loving him last night.
Can't stand Chris
I
Collinsworth.
love him.
Why?
I don't know. I just think he's like the fun uncle.
I don't think that at all. I think he annoys me.
Oh, I like him, and he knows what he's talking about. 'Cause he's played in the NFL as a wide receiver for it was like 11 years.
Yeah, I mean he knows the game. I
Yeah,
just can't. I don't know.
yeah.
Give me Al Michaels.
He's there too.
I know, but that's who I like better.
Mm,
Whatever. CeeDee Lamb again, just absolute machine this year.
dude. Watching him last night was that run that he had at the very end,
Yeah,
he just, like, shimmied between 2 guys.
Yeah,
He didn't even do make a move, he just kinda turned sideways and kinda just got through it.
it's like a running back thing. He's always been good after the catch. Like even back to Oklahoma days, like that was one of the things that they were strong on coming out of
Yeah.
college.
Well, he's Alabama.
No,
Are you sure?
dude, don't test me. Google it,
Hey Siri, where did CD Lamb go to college?
bro. It's Oklahoma. He played with Kyler. Or
It's Oklahoma.
yeah,
I thought for sure it was Alabama.
same colors,
Thanks.
similar. Hey, I just trying to make you feel better.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I should have rubbed it in your face more.
What do you think you're doing right now?
And here it is. So let's see. Brandon Cooks, 80 snaps out of 89, only second to CD with 82 out of 89. We said it again. Another guy from last week, like Thanksgiving game, looked to be coming on, finally healthy. He missed a few games in the middle of the season there. And he produces everywhere he goes. Another touchdown, 4 for 46 or something like that, 4 for 45 in that range, in a tutty. Good performance.
He looks great. He's not showing his age at all.
No,
He's
he's
in year
good.
10.
Is that what he is?
Yeah, and he last night he was a clear number 2. Jake Ferguson, obviously a great option that
Hmm.
they were using as well, but
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks just he looks good, man.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's just a great receiver. It
Yeah,
was a great pickup, I thought, by the Cowboys before the season. He got hurt, so it hasn't shown as much, but to the point. But he's a good player. Always has been.
yeah.
He did not get the target share that you might want to see for that amount of snaps in route run. I mean, but that is because CD commanded 17 targets. 17. And the other thing we're missing out on not talking so far is like Dak is in QB1 range.
No, he is QB1 right now.
You think so?
I saw a stat the last 4 weeks,
Well,
like,
yes.
he's QB1 by a mile.
Yeah. No, without a doubt. Like, but you think rest of the way, like, this can
Yeah.
continue? I
Yeah,
guess.
I mean, watching them play last night on prime time, dude, like, they I can't wait for them to face San Francisco in the playoffs.
Yeah, it'll be a good
It's
game.
gonna be unbelievable.
I mean, it should give us a good little tell this weekend.
Yeah,
Philly versus 'em.
I know, but I want to see them play in Dallas too.
Yeah. I think it well, Dallas wouldn't play there because Dallas is the wild card right now.
I mean, as of now.
Yeah.
I mean, I like their consistency a whole lot more than San Francisco's consistency at this point.
No, they're in Phillies, bro.
Oh, yeah, I guess Philly's, what, 9-1?
10-1.
10-1 now? Yeah, alright. Well, so
So they'd play on
kinda
road games to the bowl if they had to get there. As of now. I mean, like, they're close. They're what, 8-3, 9-3 right now?
well, so San Francisco would get the first bye, right? San
So
Francisco and
and
Eagles would get the
no,
bye.
Philly would get the only bye right now.
Oh, that's right.
So Philly, as of right now, Philly gets the bye. Cowboys are leading the wild card, obviously at 9-3. I think they
Mhm,
are. Uh, San Fran is also 8-3, but they're leading the division, so they wouldn't play the wild card.
mm.
Like they would play. You get
I
what I'm
got you,
saying?
I got
Yeah.
you.
It, we still got a few weeks. I mean, it's week 13, so we got. I mean, Cowboys played it 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 5 more games. Anything can happen with a 2 game difference
Yeah,
like
I
that.
mean, injuries can happen and whatnot, but, like, the way that they're playing offense and defense obviously, defense not great last night.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like I can't. I don't trust the Cowboys ever.
Yeah, you just always assume that they're gonna blow it
Yeah, I
because
really
they always do.
exactly. So until they prove me otherwise, this is the best Dak has ever looked. But he's still missing throws.
Yeah. No, I saw that a lot last week.
Yeah,
Just consistently missing guys,
he,
but
he.
I think he looked better last night.
I mean, I saw a few. Like I was back and forth on the game. Had to get a little bit of the last Fortnite OG in, by the way, until it leaves
I
today.
played twice, and I the first 2 times I was like, "Oh, that was great," and then
Sweats
after
filled.
no, I just no, I didn't even make it that far. I just got all the bots and just getting nice easy dubs, and I was like, "Oh, this is nice," and then I just kinda got bored of it.
Yeah, I like playing against real people. I don't play zero build though.
Yeah, 0 builds where it's at.
No,
I just never took the time to do all the editing stuff, and I was just like,
it's the only way you can do it.
I know, it's just like it's too much work to have to consider it a casual video game.
Oh, it's not casual.
Yeah, so, like, I'm just a casual game like, I don't wanna sweat, and I can't sweat.
I,
I'm just
I love the sweat. I want my hands to be moist after I put that controller down.
alright, let's move on.
You know how it goes. Tony P gets in the end zone again. Looks to be coming on. Couple catches, out snapping Rico Dowdle by a million. out carrying him by 15. I mean, I like him. I mean, he's RB1, like not the RB1, but he's an RB1 the
Yeah,
rest of the way. Just
strictly off volume, team's talent, his
yeah,
talent. Like, obviously, the production's not nearly what we thought he was gonna be this year.
yeah,
Like, he was a including myself, one of those guys that's like, "I wanna get him early," and luckily, I didn't grab him,
I agree.
but, I mean, yeah, still RB1 territory.
Yeah.
He'll be
But
there the rest of the season.
the offense is too good. He's going to start scoring touchdowns. He had like that drought of no touchdowns from like week 1 until like week 10 or something. It
Yeah.
was something crazy.
He scored last night.
Yeah, he did. So it's going to keep. I think it keeps happening. Like I think he keeps scoring. So it's good to see. Good to see. Anything else you got from the game?
Seahawks offense looked a lot better.
Yeah, it did. Way better.
They went how many quarters without scoring? It was like something crazy. Um, but
Was it that?
yeah, it was wild. But yeah, I mean they looked good. They finally stopped trying to run the ball all the time. I thought Charbonnet looks like crap. He just gets a lot of volume. He's a good fantasy back, but I
He
don't
got
think
hurt.
I know. I know. DJ Dallas, I think is pretty solid. That dude's a bowling ball.
Yeah, he only had 1 carry though.
I know, but just seeing him, like I think he had a couple targets in the backfield too.
2 targets.
Yep.
So did Charbonnet, which is surprising. Like DJ Dallas, obviously, snap count is skewed here because Charbonnet left and didn't return in the fourth quarter. He got 28 snaps, but before that, I think it was domination out of
Yeah.
Charbonnet. But the surprising thing with Charbonnet is the 2 targets through that whole time because, like, he's still playing the third down role and he's still playing the 2-minute drill.
Yeah. I mean, I think well, maybe that's the difference is that like they just changed their offensive philosophy. They went from not scoring and trying to run the ball. Charbonnet just doesn't look like a good NFL running back. Like he's clearly just a filler until Kenneth Walker gets back, in my opinion.
But they like to use him when Walker was, I mean, not as a runner, but they loved
Yeah,
using him as a pass blocker and like a receiving back, though.
yeah. I just think his ability to create space running the ball is just, eh.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
even on his touchdown run, like I don't know. I see a lot of running backs like I obviously I'm not a running back, but like I thought there was a lot more space there for him to not have to like kind of jump around a little bit, and if he just hit the hole hard, then totally fine. And he was just jumping around. Luckily, he didn't get caught up in the backfield, but
yeah,
like I thought he was trying to do way too much than needed to be done.
probably. He's young. I mean, he's a rookie.
I mean, but yeah, but like the shelf life's 3 years, so like he's already in the twilight of his career.
Yeah, but he's not getting the same volume as, like, those guys that last, like, 3 years because,
Right now, he is.
I mean, for 2 weeks isn't gonna make a difference.
I don't know, man.
What? You think 20 carries here in the like, within 3 weeks is gonna do it?
Not do it, but I don't think that's gonna help his shelf life for his like personal health.
I mean, no, but I feel like the guy, I mean, just take this guy's not good, but, like, you take, like, a Madison who's been in the league for, like, 7 years or, like, a McKinnon who's been a backup through the whole time, like, a few games they filled in and gotten 20 touches, like, even while
True.
Dalvin was out, like, Madison was that
And
guy,
now
and
Madison sucks.
no, he sucks, yeah, but, like, I wouldn't say I think he just stinks. I don't think, like, his shelf life has expired.
No, I'm not saying that about Charbonnet either, but
Yeah,
I just don't like this goes on for the rest of the season. It's
yeah.
a lot of workload for a rookie.
Let's see. I mean, I would assume, I hope at least Walker gets back soon, probably next week. Shouldn't be
Yeah,
too
it's a
much
short week,
longer.
so
Yeah, that's true.
they played on 4 days.
Right. So hopefully next week we see him in week 14. It'd be nice for all Kenneth Walker owners. But again, like Charbonnet's volume, uh, if he does come back and the knee injury is fine, like it's too much. Like he's a must play because of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Fantasy wise, yeah, he's
yeah,
a must play just strictly off volume. And now that the offense is starting to move the ball.
yeah. They are. They look good. I did want to note this one thing. I was incorrect when I said he still had the third down role. DJ Dallas played every third down. And actually, they almost split. DJ Dallas played a little bit more in the 2-minute drill. So I guess it's just Seattle's philosophy just to play the backup in those passing situations and
Yeah,
let the runner rest.
you kind of see that with Dallas last night as well. Like anytime that they got behind the chains or got like kind of behind that 2nd and 6 kind of spot, that's when
Out.
Pollard would head out and they kind of switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. So I guess they just want to keep the runner fresh.
Yeah, and it makes sense. Like, all right, if it's 2nd and 12, like chances like give the dude a playoff, see if you can get it to 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, and then make a decision from there. But like if you're going from 2nd and 12 to 3rd and 8, like
Hmm.
Just you might as well save his legs for the next drive.
Yeah, I think that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Like
It seems like it's like we've talked about in the past, it seems like it's a pretty common theme now. Like they're doing it with ETN. Um,
he keeps getting beat up.
running backs tough, man.
I know, and he's not really a big guy. And he's had a
Mhm.
lot of volume this year.
Yeah, obviously, I hope this does not happen, but I could see him being one of those, like, 2, 3 good years and then
Right,
just it's just so like, imagine getting hit by those dudes on a consistent basis, and when you're not carrying the ball, you're pass blocking,
right.
and you're just getting trucked by a linebacker, like, Khalil Mack running up, and you gotta chip him. Good lord.
Wouldn't be fun. That's
No.
why I don't want to do it.
N I mean, I would.
I mean, for the money,
Yeah, but
you'd be dead.
yeah,
I
like,
don't.
actually dead.
Lil Mac would murder you on the field.
He would just go through me.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be like a magic trick. He'd just disappear out the backside of me.
Joey's split in two.
Yeah. Everyone just stand there like, "I don't know what we do."
Can't even bring the ambulance out at that point.
Just, like, get a
Just
shovel and
just dig the grave right there.
shovel me off to the side.
Oh god, don't ever want to see that. All right. I mean, that's really that seems about it for Thursday's game.
Yeah. Good game. Fun game.
It was a great game to watch. I mean, offensive games are always fun to watch like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think the under on, primetime games was, like I'm kinda making this up, but it was like under was, like, 12-1 on
Yeah, no,
primetime game like, it's just like a snooze fest every
it's
time.
it's been that way for the last like 3 years now. I feel like they just cannot produce a good primetime game.
Yeah, it's just like, just let the Chiefs, let Dallas, let the Eagles, let the Bills play every primetime game. Nobody cares
Yep.
that you do it that much. Like, that's the teams we want to see play.
Right.
I don't wanna see Chicago play Atlanta.
No, I agree. Finally, did you see later on in a couple weeks they pushed the Chiefs Patriots game out and
Mhm.
put in like the Eagles versus somebody. I can't remember who they're playing that week. But they're like it's like the first time ever they've moved a primetime game in the middle of the season like that.
No, that they've had flex scheduling.
No, like I I read it.
I thought it was they put the first time they pushed the Chiefs out of a primetime game.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't
I mean, I
know.
don't I don't know off the top of my head. I thought I heard something about that,
Maybe it was
but
a Monday night like the first time they switched to
maybe
Monday night game,
maybe, yeah.
like that type of prime
Yeah.
time. But I don't know why not do it more. Like there's no reason. We've talked about this before, but there is no reason the Jets should be playing this many primetime games. Nobody wants to watch.
Without Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Oh my
Obviously.
god, if he comes back, throw him on Monday night.
No, he's gonna come back because he just wants to be like the guy who beat the Achilles injury in a
Yeah.
year. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
That's exactly
Well, they
why he
opened his
wants.
practice window.
Yeah. Well, they said. I mean, he
The
said the right thing. Salah it felt
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, and there's a fantasy doctor on Instagram. It's like a, orthopedic surgeon, and,
Yeah.
he does basically just reviews all the injuries and stuff. On Great follow. Check him out on Instagram. I think just fantasy doc. But he was just he
He's
his t
just plugging other guys right now.
honestly, he's been vital for me. So, like, and it's completely we don't cover injuries like he does. Like, he's a doctor going over these injuries,
Yeah.
and, but,
Totally lost that one,
yeah,
huh?
lost that.
Talking about the injuries of the fantasy doctor.
Oh, yeah, what was I saying before
I don't know. You just kept rambling.
that? We can just move on.
Speaking of injuries, that is actually the next segment.
I wanna remember in, like, 3 seconds.
Probably when we get into this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go over the
Oh,
injury.
got it.
Oh, here it is.
Aaron Rodgers,
All
he's
right.
like, "You can open the practice window." He's like, "It doesn't mean anything to me until he can do, meaningful reps." Like, yeah, it's great that he is in the practice window, but, like, it doesn't actually mean anything.
Yeah, he said that they basically said like he's gonna do the same thing he was doing on the side field with staff, but just now with his
Yeah.
teammates.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Awesome.
yeah, he's
Aw
slinging the rock like it looks good.
that
It does.
slow-mo video was so sick.
He's so smooth.
It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah, I just it feels like he. I mean, I don't really know the way he threw super well before. Like I knew the upper half mechanics. I don't really know the lower half. But it does feel like he hops off that back leg, like, pretty quick. Like, he doesn't really drive that back leg back a little bit. I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll see. I mean, it's still a BB, though, because he's just a freak.
Yeah. Best best thrower of the football of all time.
Yeah, I think
Or Mahomes.
I'm not saying he is the GOAT
No.
quarterbacks or the
We have the
GOAT of
same take then.
football. Yeah. I think he's the most talented football player that has ever thrown a football.
I think he's the most talented thrower of a football,
Yeah.
not necessarily the most talented football player,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
same idea. That's what
No,
I said. Same most talented football player, like most talented football player to like be able to like the way he throws a football. So it's
most
the same
talented
thing.
thrower of the football. Yeah,
Yes,
not the most talented football player.
same shit.
Nope, not to me.
It is,
No, you got to think of like guys
dude.
like Barry Sanders or like
He's the most talented guy. Like nobody else can throw a football the way he throws
yes,
it.
yeah, exactly my point.
Yeah, that's what I
Most
said.
talented.
You didn't hear my back half of the most talented part. Not wearing that. I'll put the clip up.
Yeah, fine.
All right. Start it off.
What-
JT with the thumb.
Oh yeah, you heard it here first.
Sure
Literally,
did.
timing was impeccable. Last week we said pick up Zach Moss,
Mm-hmm.
in case JT goes down with something, especially with the workload that he was having.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we don't want to see anybody go down, but anytime you see guys coming back halfway through the season, and then all of a sudden they're getting 30 carries,
Mm-hmm.
like not chances are, but like chances are higher for them to get hurt. And with Zach Moss as like one of the most elite handcuffs we've seen in years,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Top five running back.
top five running back. So yeah, he was one of our biggest pickups, stashed for the rest of the season, and worked out 5 days later.
Yeah, I mean, he was a question like it was questionable to put on it because he was still so high owned, but he was just like too much value to even be that low.
Well, our point, yeah, I think he was 61% whenever
Hmm.
we mentioned it, but we said like after this next round of waivers, expect him to drop below 50% because of his
Yeah.
workload was just so low.
No, I mean, it was too worth it to add that guy
Yeah,
because you knew what he was going to be able to do if something did happen. Unfortunately, it did. Only 2 to 3 weeks, but these 2 to 3 weeks seem to be the most crucial to push a team into the playoffs.
yeah.
So if you have him or if you stashed him, you're welcome. All right, JT. Hope to see him back soon. I do like watching him
Oh, dude, he's
play.
electric.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's awesome.
so good. T Higgins with the hamstring still. Let's see
See him
here.
play?
I is he a play?
Yeah,
Probably not. Now with Jake, if Burrow was playing, I'd say you have to, obviously, but I don't think Jake Browning makes him a play. Like I think he's a 10-point guy,
I think Jamar Chase is the only guy you play,
and
and then
he,
Mixon
yeah, and
too.
even that, like you have to play him.
You don't
But
have to play Higgins.
no, 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 you have to play the other two,
Yeah,
but you don't love like
yeah, you're not thrilled about it.
yeah. It's a tough year. I mean, Demar is still as talented as they come, and it's just been a tough year, like taking him in the three spot. Like he was the three spot on maybe four if you wanted to take Eckler, who really hasn't been great either.
13 miles an hour.
So slow. And, it's just been tough year for the Bengals, really.
Yeah, tough start, tougher finish.
Yeah. Uh, in Cleveland, we're gonna stay in Ohio. DTR with a concussion, working through the protocol, but doesn't look probable at this point.
Yeah, so I think obviously we're not saying start DTR, but like, what do you think that means for Amari Cooper?
No, he's hurt too, bro.
But it looks like he's going to play.
I mean,
So if Cooper gets cleared and doesn't have an injury designation going into the game, are you starting Amari Cooper,
I
not knowing
don't
if it's Joe Flacco
you
or
don't
DT?
have to by any means.
All right, I'm on the same page.
Yeah.
I'm probably like most likely not play.
Who do they play?
Was it the
The
Rams?
Rams. So the Rams are the secondary sucks.
They got no, never mind. I was gonna say they have Jalen Ramsey,
No,
but
they
no, he does not.
yeah. No, they're terrible. They're terrible. So,
But DTR and Joe Flacco, like if you have a college level quarterback, then that bad secondary definitely gets a huge bump up.
no, I'm not yeah, I agree. I just,
Like there's a bad NFL secondary.
if you don't have a choice,
Yeah,
flex. I
yeah,
think he's a flex. I don't even think he's a 2.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
So, where I think a lot of times this year he's been a 2, but he's not right now.
yeah. When he gets the volume,
Yeah,
with PJ Walker, he's a
yeah,
two.
that's his boy.
Yeah.
They hook it up. Why is he not playing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't. Did they waive him?
No, they still got him. They just decided to go Joe Flacco. He's got a ring, bro. Got a ring.
We see that in baseball. Blue Jays would sign guys,
Yeah,
seemingly just because
just veteran spots.
they had a ring,
Yeah,
show that playoff
he
exposure.
knows the game, and he's not gonna. He shouldn't kill you in that way.
Yeah,
So we'll see. Should
I
be
got.
interesting. I'm interested to see it. Actually, I just want to know. Like, how old is Joe Flacco?
I'm gonna guess 36,
Yeah, I'd say that's probably pretty
37
close.
maybe.
38.
Ooh,
Joe Flacco, this is 5 hours ago. As of this moment, 5 hours ago, Joe Flacco from Cleveland.com. Joe Flacco set to start versus the Rams with DTR still in protocol.
Lord.
I am so excited to watch Joe Flacco.
Okay, I got a good one for you. And we've talked about, or I've talked about this one a lot in the past. Lot of, I think, so Dalton Schultz, Tank Dell, Noah Brown, and I don't know about Robert Woods. I forgot to check. They're all questionable going into the game. They've already said like they're going to have a questionable tag going into the game.
Noah Brown's questionable, and Robert Woods has no designation.
Okay, so just him and Tank Dell and Dalton Schultz. But Dalton Schultz kind of obsolete in that offense at the moment. Past couple weeks, I think he's topped out at 3 targets the last 3 weeks.
Well, this was the weird thing. He had five, or what did he have last week?
I think he had 2 last
He
week.
only had 2 and 3 before. But the weird thing was last week is that they didn't say anything about an injury, so clearly he's got a little something going on. Oh, his hamstrings going bothering him, but he left. Do you remember he left the game in the fourth?
Mm-mm.
And yeah, last week he left the game in the fourth, and after the 9 minute mark, or like 9:22 was the mark he left, and Brevin Jordan came and played the rest of the game. But there was no like he left because of injury report. Clearly now it's a hamstring thing. But yeah, so Brevin Jordan took the whole fourth quarter essentially.
Okay, so if he plays, do you think Brevin Jordan is a DFS money saver? Probably what, like 2,400?
Like if Dalton
If
doesn't
Dalton
play,
does not play.
he's the minimum at 25 for sure. I like it. Yeah,
Mhm.
100%. I think
Uh,
it's a great punt.
so okay, so my question in all of this: if one of them, if Tank Dell doesn't play,
Okay.
is Noah Brown a must start
Is he a must start?
if he plays? And he's questionable. I don't know what he's questionable with. Uh,
It's probably his knee still, I assume. Or Tank Dell or no, they're both questionable.
I'm saying if Tank Dell doesn't play and Noah Brown does, is Noah Brown a must start?
I don't think he's a must start. I think he's a good play though.
It's tough not to play him with.
I know you love him.
I, just his production when he gets consistent snaps is unreal,
I mean, I again,
and I love the depth of his routes.
I think it's a solid play.
Okay.
I don't think it's a must. I guess it just kind of depends on where you're at. I like against Denver. Denver's kind of tougher on that secondary. They've been
Yeah,
playing a lot
they've
better
been playing
lately.
great.
Yeah, John Payton, one heck of a coach.
Yeah. Um, Another big one, Achan coming back this week.
That was
Mike
my next
McDaniel
one,
saying officially he will play.
as you officially said that.
He did. Um,
So,
are you starting him?
I mean, you have to if he plays. I don't care what
I
happened.
You don't care about what happened last week?
No, it's been another two. That was last week. I mean, that was on a Friday game, long week. If he was set to be able to return that game, now you get a long week. I don't think that there's that many. Like, you're not going to have 2 to 3 better running back options than Ache.
Okay, so what about this? What about if you have him and Mostert? Who are you starting?
I think that comes down to what, like, I think you have to monitor the news at that point.
Well, if there, so no news going forward. All no. Well, I mean, Mike McDaniel's already said he's playing
Okay, then I want Ache.
over Mostert.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, I don't. I was just genuinely wondering what you thought.
Yeah, I want Ache.
Okay,
If he is playing, he's the guy.
yeah. And then my last one, Demario Douglas still in the concussion protocol. Missed a game with a concussion several weeks back, so that typically points to a longer time to get through the protocol. If he's out, it's a 1 o'clock game. Luckily, if he's out, I don't think there's a shot that you can start any uh, Patriots wide receiver.
No, absolutely. He's the only guy that's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Okay.
Juju stinks.
Honestly, even at that point,
Devontae,
Stevenson's gonna be
nah,
like
he'll be fine.
it's just such Bailey Zappi coming in.
I know, but he's been running the ball a lot better. They've been a better run blocking O line recently.
They just don't score.
That is the problem. But again, like volume is king in fantasy. You're not going to get the
Yeah.
touchdown, but the volume has been increasing. Zeke's playing time has been decreasing. I think he's a trustable play. Like,
I
is he going to go and drop you 25? No, but he's going to get you 12 to 15.
I think in non PPR settings, he is a must sit.
Really?
Yeah, because that offense can't. They put up 10 points against the Giants.
Oh, who do they have?
Against the Giants, they're a horrible defense, and they couldn't get anything going.
Who? Who are they playing? He's on my team.
Chargers. Obviously a bad team, but, like
They're terrible.
yeah, but so are the Giants.
Okay, so what's the difference? He dropped 22 last week.
In a non-PPR setting, I'm saying.
Okay, I know, but he had like 2 catches last week, 3 catches.
Just
I'll
saying.
read it off. I have him. Uh, oh, he had 5 catches, but he still dropped 21,
Okay.
22,
Yeah.
rounded up. I don't know. I don't think he's a must sit. It's a good matchup.
That offense is just so bad,
Yeah, but it's a good matchup.
and if Demario Douglas is out, it's gonna make it even tougher to move the ball.
It's just a volume play.
Yeah, but in non-PPR, volume isn't necessarily king. Production is over volume. Obviously, that they're correlated, but
Very correlated.
I know, but in non-PPR, it's less correlated than it is in standard PPR settings.
Yeah, I know, but a running back that's going to run the ball 20 times is valuable
Yeah,
in non
it's
PPR.
valuable, but
Yeah, in a good matchup.
also if you're in non-PPR, get in a real league
Also true. I don't know why we randomly started talking non PPR. We haven't
because
touched on it one
because my
time.
family is a non-PPR league, and it's the most infuriating thing.
Okay. Well, we haven't touched on it on the pod one time.
Yes, we have because I've brought it up.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, you're saying haven't talked about it one time.
When
We
was the
have.
other time we talked about it?
I'm probably talking about Stevenson again.
Okay. Super fair. Okay, so let's get back into injuries. So, but also thing with Mostert that you brought up. So he has an ankle thing going on as well. It's been going on for a few weeks. He's been playing through it. So also like you want to talk about Achane's knee? Mostert's like
No, I'm not talking about his knee. I'm talking about the fact that he played one snap and then left the game.
because of his knee.
Yeah, I know, but it's like not inherently a knee or an ankle issue. It's a how healthy is he if he got the ball one time and was like, I can't go for the rest of the game.
No, I get
That's the
it,
question
but why?
because
I
Mostert has been playing with it and he showed his ability to play with it.
yeah.
Achan clearly hasn't.
No, I know, but I just think it's another week. Like they wouldn't.
No, no, no. I know. I'm just saying, like,
You know, let me finish my point.
no, because you're saying stupid stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
You want to fight
a little bit.
on camera?
I would kick your ass,
Oh my god, you'd be dead in a second, buddy.
bro. I have like 8 inches of reach on you.
Yeah, but I got a lot more strength,
Absolutely not true.
special strength.
I'm gonna have to leave that one because because this is going on the internet
Try to lead you into one.
trying to get me deep water.
So I don't like. I don't think this was my point though. Why would they again? They're already essentially in the playoffs. Like they're in a great spot with their record. Why would you force him back into another game if he isn't ready after what you saw
What if
last
they're
week?
planning on just giving him minimum volume?
I just don't think like he started that game last week. That
Yeah,
wasn't the plan. If he's starting that game, it's not the plan.
yeah.
You know what I
I don't
mean?
know. All I'm saying is that I'm hesitant based off what just happened.
But if you're giving me the option between the two, I'm taking Achain. Let's see. Olave with a concussion. Rashid Shaheed with a quad injury. Olave still going through concussion protocol. I think Shaheed plays, being that it's just a quad. It's not a hamstring like we feared. Actually, let me pull him up and see what he did on Friday's practice.
So while you're looking that up, and we'll get into this in DFS rankings, because of all those injuries, especially if Olave is out, I got a lot of lines that you should be playing. And the whenever we were
A
doing the
lot of
spread, it was on
Lions.
line. They're playing the Lions this week.
Okay.
Um,
What about David Montgomery's foot injury?
I haven't seen much on that, but if he plays, he's still a must start.
So no report yet on Friday's practice. We're recording on Friday, so he did not practice Thursday though. Would you play like an AT Perry or one of those guys at $3,000 just to save money?
No. No, because the thing with DraftKings though is like you need in order if you're in like a mass pool, you need every single person to actually contribute, and you can't really afford to get that one catch for 8 yards on your flex option, unless you unless CMC goes off to 35.
But but this is the point is like if you can get a guy at 3,000 like
Mhm,
an AT Perry or a whoever it is, all the guys we don't really know,
mhm.
and he goes off for a touchdown and
Ye
scores 12 points, he's worth it.
yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. Is
absolutely.
it valuable enough? Like, is it a potential play?
I think given that that offense isn't in like a great spot as a whole, and that defense isn't in a great spot, like, I think time of possession is gonna be a factor in that. I don't think you force that play.
I'm
I
not
think
s
it's definitely an option, but I think for me, the risk is too high than the reward offers.
yeah. I mean, that's what I'm not saying he's a must start. I'm just asking if you think he's a good like, I think it's a potential tournament play
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a good play, but, like, he is a guy you can play because he will be on the field for at that practice squad
for
price.
that price.
Yeah.
It might make him chalky, though. I don't know. Seriously. Like,
Chalky, isn't that, like, chalk him up to a huge game?
no, like, chalky as in, like, a lot of people are gonna play him because he's gonna
Okay,
run
okay,
60 routes for $3,000.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, the value and volume is there, but, like, still have to think, like, Derek Carr's throwing him the football, he's still got that horrible shoulder.
Is it bad? And I haven't heard anything on it.
We know how shoulders work.
True.
How many times? Yeah,
But it's getting shot up every time.
yeah, but
Probably.
still, we both had that and doesn't last all that long.
No, but if you keep getting them. Into the Green Bay situation, AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones did not practice on Wednesday. Dillon did practice Thursday and should be good if he practiced Thursday. Aaron Jones still has not practiced all week.
Yeah, like we said from weeks ago, Aaron Jones, if you haven't learned by now, hamstring strains are not a good thing for guys that run a lot.
It's a knee injury now.
Oh,
You didn't see this a couple
oh,
weeks
that's
ago?
right, that's
It's a
right,
new
that's right.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
a new
yeah.
one.
New one. What does he have? Does it say
Just
just
some sort of knee
mm,
sprain. Didn't tear anything,
I
but
mean, I think you got it. Once again, what you're dealing with the hamstring, you got to wait until even if he gets that injury designation off. I'm super worried about his volume, especially with AJ Dillon playing.
yeah, I get it. I mean, for Aaron Jones, you mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be worried about the volume with AJ Dillon just because I think like before the knee injury, he started really taking over that role again.
Yeah, no, I'm not I'm saying, like, injury accounted with,
Right.
like
That's what I was gonna get to.
okay.
Is like it seems like a serious knee injury, like something that's gonna set him back a few weeks, if not the rest of the season. So the only other running back in that backfield is Patrick Taylor. If AJ Dillon somehow doesn't go, I wouldn't mind him.
You think they're just keeping him off IR since they're still kinda in the playoff hunt?
Yeah, I mean, they are in the playoff hunt.
Yeah,
That division is atrocious
yeah.
as well.
Were they, like, 6 and 5?
It might be the opposite.
5 and 6? Yeah.
Yeah,
Around same thing.
yeah. They talked about this. I saw it on First Take today. See what you think. They play the Chiefs. So the Chiefs obviously,
So they're
uh,
now, 5 and 7.
so the Chiefs are 8-3, and but they're like the Chiefs are in a spot to where they're obviously a good team, but are they at the Super Bowl caliber that they were before? So who is this like? And Jordan Love and the Packers seem to be starting to click.
Mhm.
Who is it a more important win for?
I haven't completely bought in on the Packers. Um, I know the Chiefs had a really down week defense-wise in the first half last week, but I think that defense is just so ridiculous, and they just fly to the ball. I think it's a bad week for Green Bay.
Really?
Yeah.
But
Especially Sunday night, prime time, Holmes, all the
who,
Swifties.
who's the more important? Who needs the win more though?
Who needs to win more? Green
Like
Bay.
you
Yeah.
think that's more? They need it more than the proof that they're like a legit team and they can handle these guys.
Yes. Yeah,
Really?
I don't think people have bought in on the fact that Green Bay could be a good team, like a good team that could make a run in the playoffs with Jordan Love.
I,
He's obviously had some good games here and there, but
yeah,
I don't think people have bought in, and I think a win on prime time against the Chiefs will actually put them into that category.
I get it. I am starting to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I want them to be good.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe. They're so young.
Yeah,
Like Christian Watson is a second year. Dobbs is a second year. Jaden Reed is a rookie, and those are their top three wide receivers right now.
yeah.
Their tight end is a rookie. I think Musgrave's a rookie.
Yeah, he is.
And then, I mean, the backfield. Aaron Jones is great when he's healthy.
Yeah, how is he? He's getting older, huh?
Yeah, he is, but he's so good. Like he's so explosive. But maybe not anymore. Hamstring and a knee could set him back at least for the rest of the season. AJ Dillon, nothing great. So it's a good line, not a great defensive line or defensive like front seven. Rashawn Gary's really good at rushing the passer.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna. I don't think that they are a Super Bowl team,
No.
but they can make a push to the playoffs, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they could end up being a team that you don't wanna face.
Like, I think they're better than the Vikings.
At least in the short term from what we've seen, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that was just hopefully that was just a fluke because Josh Jacobs has been money all year.
I think it's over.
Even aside from his fantasy value, like, he's played good quarterback football,
Yeah,
but that was horrible
I
to
think
watch,
I think it's over.
I think.
I think the Josh Dobbs run is over.
Alright, do you think okay, so let me ask you this. So I'm assuming he's a free agent after this year? Probably signed a one-year
I
deal?
believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So, you're a bad team. Do you think he's merited enough success to offer him a
Multi.
2,
No,
3-year deal?
not even. No.
Okay. What about a one-year deal at starting quarterback rate?
Yeah. No, not at that rate.
No, I mean, not like a yeah,
What's the
let's
rate?
just
15 mil.
I don't know it off the top of my head, but, like, I'm saying, like, an average,
I'd say that's about 15 mil.
okay.
20 mil.
Yeah, you think
15 to
you think
20.
he's merited a chance to start next season?
I would say probably.
Yeah, me too. I
Yeah.
think he should go to the Giants.
I, I don't hate that. I think they're going to draft somebody,
I would hope so.
but who's going to take? But here's, I guess it's luckily in the NFL, it's not guaranteed money. I guess. Who's going
Yeah.
to take on Danny Dimes? Or do you give him another year because he's been hurt all year?
He just had ACL surgery,
I guess that's true.
so
He misses the majority of next year.
no, I don't think it's the majority. I
It's
think
only like 10 months or 8 months now. Something
mhm,
stupid. Like
yeah,
they
it's
sped
awesome.
it up
It's
so
awesome.
much. Yeah,
Um, yeah, he's a quarterback too, but, like, obviously his legs are a big part of
it's really who he
his
is.
success when he has it,
Yes,
and
100%.
I feel like it's the only time he has success is when he's a running back out there.
Yep, yep. Okay, I'm just gonna run through like five quick,
Yeah.
and just the guys to monitor right now. Tyreek Hill with an ankle did not practice Wednesday. Practice Thursday should be good to go. Even if he is not 100%, he is still a top. If he's not 100%, he's a top three guy. If he's 100%, he's the best. DeAndre Swift has an ankle injury. Looks should be fine. He was limited in last week's Wednesday, Thursday for it, and then still played. Keenan Allen has a shoulder, limited on Wednesday, practice fully on Thursday. Brees Hall with a hamstring popping up on the injury report, limited in practice all week, but should be good. Limited are typically a good sign in that situation. Tank Dell with a cap, Noah Brown with a knee. We touched on it earlier. Dale returned Thursday and limited, and Noah Brown's been limited all week. Both seem like they're on pace to be good. Last one, really quick, or too quick. Amari Cooper with his ribs had a negative X-ray, which is good, but did not practice Wednesday, so we will see. I don't have a Thursday report in front of my face. David Montgomery with a foot injury. He's had a few injuries throughout the year. He had that chest stuff going on, and looks to be okay. Um, but could be a little bit of a boost for Jameer Gibbs if the foot injury does kind of linger throughout, but I don't think it's going to hold him out of the game. But it may lower his usage and increase Jameer's. So something to watch for Monty owners. All right. That was it for week 13's injuries. Uh, a lot of them, actually.
Yeah.
Feels like a lot of big
Oh, we're getting
names.
late in the season.
Yeah, big. Yeah, everybody's just nicked up a little bit.
Yeah. Football.
That's what it is.
Can't believe we're still playing.
I, I don't know how much longer we have this sport.
Yeah, I'm trying to enjoy it while we got it because it's just the most ridiculous thing.
Somebody goes like pass out every week at this point. Couple times a week. Like
Dude,
somebody's
in preseason, guys were going down.
yeah,
Like, games they were just banging games. Like, the Jets game
yeah, I
during the
remember.
preseason, like, just like, "Hey, we're just gonna not play the rest. Like, we're done."
Yeah,
And everybody's like, "Yep, we're cool with that."
yeah,
Like, somebody just died,
yeah.
so we're done.
Seriously. It happens every game.
And it's awful to watch. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't know. I hate it. That it's just so terrible
No,
seeing
it's
that.
so bad. I mean, I love watching the game,
It
but
yeah, it's an unbelievable game, but just like the violence in it's just like
I don't
it's
remember it being this bad before, but like I've seen so many of those hits like where like they just go unconscious and like, the Tua thrown up gang sites type things happen. And every time I see somebody get hit now, I literally like I cringe. It's not I didn't used to do that, and now I've seen it so many
yeah.
times.
Yeah, the best is still the fully clean hits, the shoulder to chest, dude running downhill and gets leveled, and you know everybody's gonna be fine, and it just, like, sucks for one of those guys,
Yep.
probably both of them,
Yeah.
actually. But, like you said, when there's something that goes on, like, helmet to the head side of the head, It's like you
toast.
can't even like enjoy it anymore. It's just like,
I know.
okay, all right, he's getting up.
And then they replay it like 50 times.
Good
Oh
lord.
gosh. Okay, well, start sits. Are you ready?
I'm kind of ready. I don't have a ton of like hot takes on it.
That's okay. Y-
Biggest
You
one,
don't need hot takes.
biggest one for me is Jaden Reed.
So chest injury questionable right
Hmm.
now.
If he obviously, yeah, Josh, if he's out, I think you still play him.
I'm just mentioning it for the people.
We already mentioned it earlier.
Did I say it?
I think I did.
Okay.
Maybe not though. But yeah, Jaden Reed. I think he's top 10 wide receiver over the past 4 weeks. I saw. Um, I'll check his actual numbers here. Um, I wouldn't say necessarily he's a must start, but his past 5 games since the bye, he's gone 11, 12, 7, 19, 19, 15. Um, he's had 6 rushes in that time span. Good production off that.
Hmm.
Touchdown in there off of a rush. Getting usually pretty much 6 targets. Got 8 last week.
It's funny. I like Christian Watson this week.
I honestly I don't guy that talented. It's tough not to like him when he's actually putting up numbers. So I'm not saying yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, you
No,
said
no, you're good. That wasn't my guy that I was gonna say right now. I just was saying like
yeah.
I like
No, I
him.
mean like the talent's unbelievable. So if
Yeah.
Jordan Love can get him the ball, then awesome.
Yeah, if Jordan Love starts throwing the deep ball, because it's something that they haven't done a lot of. Like if you look at what they've done, it's a lot of short passes, like crossing routes and stuff
No.
like that. And finally, last week, like he was throwing that deep ball to Christian Watson, and they started using him in the red zone finally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, electric player, guy
yeah,
that you were huge on coming into the year and just completely, absolutely wrong on that.
I I
Um,
like the athleticism. That's why.
oh yeah, yeah, he's a freak.
He also hasn't been healthy enough all year to really do
Those
anything.
hamstrings, man.
Yeah, especially on like it really is like those track star speed guys. Like Aaron Jones is a track star speed guy too, and it's the hamstrings that get him.
Well, dude, like I get hamstring stuff, and I'm not fast. Like I can't imagine pushing my body to the
Yeah,
speed limit.
24 miles an hour
Yeah,
at yeah.
it's crazy.
It's
DK breaking the or setting the yearly record for speed.
for his.
No, I thought it was this year's overall record.
Nah, that was his.
Oh, I thought he.
Chain's like over 23,
Oh, never mind.
but he's up there in the top 5 now.
Honestly, so whenever DK was running, like he was gone already, and
Yeah.
like he kept going. I swear, I really do think in his mind, he was like, "I want the
No, I
like
believe that.
I think that's why he was, like, going still and, like, finishing through the line.
I 100% believe that.
I don't blame him. I would.
I mean, you think about it, like that's a good contract case, by the way. Like,
Yeah, but
yeah,
I'm the
I'm this fast.
yeah.
I'm the fastest wide receiver in the NFL next to Tyreek Hill. Like,
And I'm 50 pounds heavier.
right. And
W
I'm a foot taller, and I look like a Greek god,
except that and the only issue is I have stones for hands.
and I don't hustle usually.
Yeah, and I pout. Did you see this is off topic, but did you see, Tyreek Hill was getting interviewed? Um, it was like a podcast, I think, and the guy was like he's like, "Yeah, like, are you getting sick of guys calling you out for your, like, being faster than you or whatever?" And he's like, "No, like, they can say whatever they want." And he was like, "Yeah, DK just called me out saying like, oh yeah, if I like get down to like your size, then like 200 pounds that you're at, like I'll dust you in a race." He was like, "All right, but then you're sorry at football."
Yeah,
It's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's actually a pretty good point."
right,
Like, yeah, if he loses 50 pounds, like he's probably faster, but he'll just no longer be a football player.
right.
Then
I
he'll just be, Deshaun not Deshaun Jackson, I guess that's a decent point. Devin Smith,
There you go.
faster than everybody, but just not very good at football.
Sean Jackson's also a good point.
Yeah, but I just saw he had, like, 1,100 or 11,000
No,
yards.
he's great.
Yeah.
He was awesome. He had Mike Vick just slinging deep balls.
Donovan McNabb.
Yeah. Dude, there's always like obviously the iconic play is like the one that Vic threw like literally 70
70
yards in
yards.
the air and Deshaun just runs under it. Like no other quarterback in the NFL was doing that or could do that if they
No,
wanted to.
no.
That's insane.
Obviously, just a terrible human being, but, like,
Yeah,
changed the game more than probably
for
and this
sure.
is off I don't have this is just me spewing,
I think so.
but, like, possibly one of the biggest game changers of our generation.
Yeah.
Like, who else changed the game of football like he did?
Like
Given that
the only other running quarterback, there's two other running quarterbacks of that era, but none to they're both great quarterbacks, Hall of Famers, but none were the electric runner like in the same way that Mike Vick was, that really did like add that extra factor into the offense. Randall Cunningham and Steve Young are the guys off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Both guys that are in the Hall of Fame, but none were the talent that
Yeah.
Mike Vick
Yeah,
had.
they were throwers that could run,
Yeah,
and Vic kind of broke that mold because, like, you
right,
think, like, "Oh, he can run, so he can't throw."
right.
And so now you're seeing guys continue to break the mold. Braxton Miller, Vince Young, all these guys that had stellar NFL careers,
Yeah,
that
right.
could great running quarterbacks. Terrell Pryor.
TP? I love TP. All he did was win. Such a freak athlete. He had like 1,000-yard receiving season.
Dude, he played quarterback in the NFL for a minute, and it was on my TikTok feed. It was like the longest quarterback runs.
Yep, that was against the
And
Steelers.
dude, he was
Yeah,
flying.
but he the
That was
thing
his
with
one play.
TP is like he flew, but it didn't look like he was flying. Like his
No.
strides were so long, he was just gliding across the
Yeah.
field. It was unbelievable to
Yeah.
watch. Love watching him play.
That was
Uh,
so frustrating trying to chase him down, and it looks like he's jogging, and,
yeah,
like, you're just pumping, trying to
and you're
get there,
not,
and you're
and
just
he's just getting further and further away. So great. Okay, back on topic. I have a quarterback start.
Yeah.
So this guy has had the most over the last 5 weeks.
Let me guess. I'll guess after.
No, guess.
I don't no, I after you.
Okay. Over the last 5 weeks, the most dropbacks per game in the NFL.
Sam Howell.
Yeah, that's the one. And I like him a lot. One, because of that. Obviously, the volume's going to be there. They sling the rock more than anybody right now. And they are playing Miami.
Mhm. He's up there in my DFS rankings this week.
It's going to be a shootout. And at least Miami's going to put up points. He's going to have to throw. He's probably going to throw a pick or two. That
Oh,
is what
yeah.
it
He's
is.
always good for it.
He's going to throw the ball 50 times on Sunday. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 50.
Yeah.
It's at least 40 plus.
Riverboat Ron's going out with a bang.
Yep. The enemy's going to sling the rock. And I like Sam Howell in the spot at home against Miami on the 1 o'clock game.
Yeah.
That's why. I mean, the volume's going to
It's gonna be a
be
fun game to watch.
nuts. Yeah. I think they can sling it.
It's
Like,
gonna be
he's
like the
good.
Yeah, I think he's better than people give him credit for.
Yeah. That he just gets sacked so much because the O line's
Yeah.
so bad.
It's literally you and me out there trying to
It's just like you
block
blocking Khalil Mack all over again.
just die.
Yeah, that's it. You got another? You want me to rip?
You can go ahead and rip. I don't really have a ton, on these just because like, the majority of mine are just, uh, guys with, like, injury designations.
Okay.
It's like that's kind of like I think a lot will get sorted out. But, Jalen Waddle, I think
Really?
keep going with him.
Let him ride?
Yeah,
I benched him last week.
yeah, I mean, like, I don't blame you either. Like, I don't but I think at the end of the day, he's still Jalen Waddle, like, unbelievable talent, and
He finally had a couple big plays,
mhm,
and that's what we touched on it again before in the pod. We haven't seen it all year. Last week was the first time we saw him like actually break a couple big ones,
yeah. Yeah,
and
look good.
yeah, I like it. I hope he continues the run. It's literally like the worst secondary in football. I think Washington, or like one of them.
I don't know how they win any games. They have the worst offensive line and the worst secondary.
They're so
Like, how
bad.
are they not
They
giving
trade
up
away Montez Sweat and Chase Young. Like I don't even know who they have left. All right,
Josh Allen
yeah,
just
Jonathan
crying at
Allen.
Jonathan Allen just
He's
crying?
great.
Yeah, did you see that? He's getting so frustrated with Washington.
Really?
This was, like, 3 weeks ago, and I don't think he was crying, but, like, he was, like, just like, "This sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
this is
I did
not
see that.
fun.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Like,
for
I'm
sure.
tired of getting my ass kicked."
He's saying that, and then Chase Young goes to Sanford, he goes, "It's different." It's like the atmosphere, like the locker room is a different way of
Yeah.
life.
Well, and like we've talked about, like, we've both been on winning teams and losing teams, and, like, the winning teams, it's just, like, a different type of si
The
like,
air is
the air
different.
is different.
It really is. Yeah. All right. On to my next one though. I like both of these guys in a spot against Arizona in the running back spot. I like Warren and Najee both.
Mhm.
Preferably Warren because again, we talk about just the better runner all the time with him. And he is. Like he breaks tackles more than anybody in the NFL since he's had this nice little tear over the past 5 weeks.
Yeah, and you also gotta think, like, he finally got that starting role for the first time in his career, and, like, he's gonna be jacked up about that. Like, you don't wanna lose that as soon as you get it.
Did he start last week?
He's
He got
two
out snapped.
2 weeks ago, Tomlin came out and said Warren will be the starter, so I'm assuming it stayed the same.
I mean, they're practically they're
Yeah, same bat, like, yeah, same snaps, but, like, getting told you're starting.
I agree. Yeah, I like Warren a lot against Arizona. I mean, you saw what last week Kyron Williams did to them. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that Pittsburgh is as efficient running the ball as LA is usually, like just in a general sense, but it's a smash spot.
Yeah,
And I
Williams in the passing game as well
yeah,
was on
but he was 16 for 148 on the ground.
yeah,
So give me Jalen like Kyron's very talented, super efficient runner. Jalen Warren right there with him, in my opinion,
yeah,
in that
get him on a
scenario.
better offense
Yeah,
than than
right. The Steelers O line is not great. So but I really like Jalen Warren in just an unbelievable matchup. So start Jalen Warren, start him, but start Najee too. Like, don't be afraid to play both. I think it's not quite to the extent of the Detroit backfield where both have that much value, but both have value.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have much to add on that.
No, who do you got left? Anybody?
No, that's pretty much it. Like I said, everybody a lot of things are just still so up in the air on, um,
You got any sits for the people?
uh,
Somebody you don't like?
sits, kinda worried about Singletary. I've told you in the past,
Mm-mm-mm.
um, only 6 carries. He had 6 catches last week, which, uh, skewed his, numbers, but I don't know, man. I just
I like him.
obviously, he's a volume play for sure, and, like, you should probably start him, but a little worried. Curtis Samuel, start him.
Okay,
Coming off last week, obviously, he's super banged up, but no injury designation. He's definitely not feeling great, but, like, good enough to practice fully.
he's always got injury designation.
Mhm. Um, yeah, I think just production of last week, I think he's just go ahead and give him a start.
Yeah, I get it.
Um,
I'm gonna stick in Houston. Well, in that game. And down week last week, the guy you're not super high on, but the good spot against Houston. I like Javante Williams.
yeah, I mean, volume's there.
I really, yeah. I one of these games he's just going to break out
Yeah, I think so too.
again. Coming off an ACL, like it may take the whole year. I don't know, but again, he was a guy that broke tackles beyond belief last year, an explosive runner. We haven't seen the efficiency the same way, but that offense is scoring touchdowns now. Okay, they may not be putting up the yardage totals that the prime Chiefs or those guys are putting up, but they scored touchdowns, and Javante Williams is going to be a beneficiary, especially in a good spot against a Houston defense.
Yeah, and, like, adding to your point about the ACL, I think for a lot of people, like, we've both had Tommy John surgery, so, like, we can kind of relate a little bit to is that there's a big difference between being able to play and being able to perform at the highest level that you can.
Right.
And I think for elbows, TJ, it's like you can usually start playing around a year, but
Sure.
you need about another year until you're actually feeling back to yourself. And like we see with a lot of guys with ACL, a
Right.
lot of times there's that adjustment period to
Yeah.
come back. So hopefully one of these weeks it really starts clicking for him and that efficiency goes up, gets the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, I always felt like that 18th month mark around the TJ spot where you just got like 6 months of mound time, like full go mound time. And it's like, all right, I'm finally starting to sharpen up.
Yeah.
So for the ACL, we're talking like an 8 month recovery. He's been playing. He played all year. I think he
Yeah.
started week one,
Yeah,
right?
I picked up I drafted Samaje Perine because I didn't think
Didn't know.
Javonte Williams was gonna start the first 2
Yeah.
weeks.
So 13 weeks into the season or 12 weeks into the season, um, gotta hope that he's
Yeah.
starting to feel more like himself.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Just not sure about that volume with the getting banged up all
Yeah.
year, so
Yeah. We'll
I
see.
I like him for next year.
I like, yeah, for sure. But I do like the spot he's in. That's why. I actually have one sit if you want to hear it.
No.
All right. Who likes the sits? Well, we got to do them because somebody wants to know. In a spot, I don't. I only really like two players in this entire offense, and I think they're really the only consistent playable guys. And this is a bigger name that has not had a great season. Chris Godwin for the Buccaneers. I think he's a sit. Let me see.
He's super banged up.
Is he?
He's got a neck issue.
He's always
Uh,
hurt too.
Arians already said that he's or no, it's not Arians anymore. Uh, anyway, I don't have this whatever the
Yeah, it's
coach
not
is.
Arians. I think is it Bowles? Is Todd
I don't
Bowles
know.
still
I
there?
don't remember. But he said he's gonna be a true game time decision already, and it's
Okay. So if he does play, I still think he's a sit.
yeah,
Again, that definitely even adds on to it even more. The injury we just don't know about, or like if he's gonna what he's gonna feel like on game day. And Carolina is actually a pretty good pass defense, by the way, if you didn't know that. JC Horn is great. I believe. Do they have no, they don't have Gilmore anymore. Do they?
Gilmore's on Dallas.
Oh, he is?
Yes,
Okay, whatever. JC Horn's great.
they mentioned him 100 times last night.
I
Chris
didn't.
Collinsworth loves him.
Yeah, of course. His brother went to his younger brother went to Marshall.
Sick dude.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Where'd you go to
Did
school?
anybody go to Kent State that anybody knows about? I didn't think so.
Yeah, Josh Harrison, Dree Archer, Julian Edelman,
You're talking.
Nick Saban, Lou Holtz,
Wow.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey went there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um, uh, something Walsh, the musician.
So like a bunch of guys that can't write or read, huh?
Oh, we can all read and write.
We'll see. We'll have that like 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather challenge where if you just like read a
Read a
children's book.
read a book of Dr. Seuss, or
Yeah.
is it like a Harry Potter page?
Yeah, it was a Harry Potter page, and then he switched it. He's like, "We know you can't read that, so we'll give you a Dr. Seuss."
There's just no win situation for him because, like, even if he reads, like, he has to read it like flawlessly,
Yeah,
or else he's gonna get
he's getting
crucified. But like,
absolutely
if he doesn't
roasted.
read it, then he's also gonna get crucified. So
Yeah,
shout out to 50 Cent on
he
that.
really
That
got
was
to him.
that
He's
was
like, "I already
hilarious.
got it hooked up with Jimmy Kimmel. We'll get you live on air."
That's perfect.
I know it's great. So Mike Evans though and Rashad White, the only guys I would be trusting to play week in and week out
Uh,
in that offense.
yeah, I mean, you could take a shot at K. Otten, given how just no tight
You're
ends are
so
really.
much higher in K Dot than I am.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like you mention him every pod.
I do mention him a lot just because to me, he's a top 10 tight end, and when I say top 10, I mean about 10, that 9 to
I
10
Yeah, he's
like,
in the borderline.
yeah, and, he's a matchup guy for me, so, like, if that team is playing uh, a bad defense or just a bad team in general, I think
Yeah,
I like him, but if they're playing, uh, like, if they're playing the Chiefs, like, hard sit,
yeah, they got good linebackers.
and I mean, just, like,
He's not even
just, scoring opportunities.
what about you? Didn't even mention your guy.
Rashad White?
Nope, Dewan Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be in the DFS place.
But your start. This is a start sit.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Definite start.
Yeah.
Just when
Instead of A.T. Perry, we're going Jawan Johnson.
I would much rather start Juwan Johnson than A.T. Perry.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. All right. That does it for start sits. Is that on to DFS now?
I think so. I think we're pushing like 2 hours now.
No, we're only an hour in.
All right. All right.
So on to the moneymaker, GPP and tournament plays. Here we go. Joey Murray. He
Uh,
did not win again last week, just in case you guys want to know.
I lost by point two.
I won because Rashid Shaheed still got hurt. All right, here we go. Joey Murray, lead us off.
Yeah. So I'm sure I earned some guys some money last week. I basically crushed it on my DFS picks. So QB1 for me this week. Let me go with Tua. Tua Tagovailoa.
Ooh,
Facing a bad defense, going for 7,900. Still one of the more expensive guys out there. But great
he
matchup.
is the fourth most expensive.
Great matchup. He's the only expensive guy I have in my top three. I just like his upside. I think you could chalk up a 22 to 23 point game for him. Um,
Pretty high.
yeah, I know. Especially with how Jalen Waddle playing last week. I like his upside. Number two, Jared Goff, 6,500 going up against bad Saints team right now. I don't think that defense has really been the same over the past couple weeks.
Yeah,
But
Marshawn, I think, is still out.
yeah, especially if he's out. Just like we've talked about, that Detroit offense just has so many weapons at this point.
Amon Ra
I mean, just to name one.
is a machine.
Um, number three, I'm gonna switch this a little bit. Yeah,
On the fly.
I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna flip 3 and 4. I'm gonna go Stroud. He's going for 8,100,
Second most expensive.
second most expensive. I know, I lied. He was four, so he wasn't my top three. But just playing unbelievable football. Still, just
MVP. MVP.
I mean, if you take out that 3 interception game and he's still doing what he's doing, he's got to
Unbelievable.
be up there.
Dak's in that race now.
Dak is absolutely in that race.
Like,
Absolutely.
he may be the leader at this point.
He's playing MVP caliber quarterback right now.
100% he is.
Number four is value play. Matthew Stafford
Against
looked great
Cleveland.
last week, even without getting Puka and Cooper Cup involved.
Not afraid of that matchup.
No, no, I think I'm more afraid of just like game script at that point. I just think I think the offense is slept on. You gave Matthew Stafford a week to kind of figure his stuff out a little bit. Cooper Cup, hopefully, he's feeling a little bit more healthy. Hopefully, Puka's feeling a little bit more healthy. Hopefully, Higby stops stealing all the touchdowns from everybody's fantasy guys.
I know.
Um, he's more of a value play for me. 5,900, save some money as opposed to Stroud going for 8,100.
Yeah, I get it.
Save a lot of money
And
there.
he's a great stack. Like at this point,
I don't know. It's a tough stack because like who do you stack them with?
that's
You
what I was
kind of
gonna
got to
say.
guess.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Like at this point, I'd rather stack Puka.
Yeah, yeah. He's probably going for cheaper
He's
too.
cheaper and like I just don't trust Cup's health.
Yeah. Or would you stack him with Kyron Williams?
I mean, I think that was more fluky than anything
Yeah.
else. Like
I
if
was
I
just asking. I
I
agree.
I wouldn't mind like typically I would avoid the running back if I'm stacking a QB from that team, but they run the football so well
Unless it's
that
Kamara.
right. But like yeah, like there are certain guys obviously that are exceptions, but in general I don't like doing that.
Um, so my number 5, like we talked about, Sam Howell.
Yeah, great.
He's getting a little bit more pricey up there at 6,200.
Yeah, but still he's mid-range and I think that that's fair
Yeah,
price.
yeah, yeah. I think once he gets to that 6,500 range, I'd kind of start leaning away from him, but still decent value. Number 6, little value pick, Kenny Pickett.
Yeah,
Decent matchup. Like how he's been throwing the ball without Matt Canada there.
very cheap,
Uh,
5100.
5,100. Um, I'm gonna change this up again. Number 7, I'm gonna bump up Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts most expensive, 8,200. Tough matchup, but Jalen
Very
Hurts
yeah, I mean he's going to score.
gonna get
He's
the
going to rush for a touchdown and he's going to throw for what? Like they're not getting shut out.
no.
So,
Number 8, Brock Purdy, 6,100. Still a little bit of a money saver. Nothing crazy though.
yeah, I think that that's I think he should be higher based off of value. He may not be the better play like he may not put up more points, but in terms of value in DFS, I like him a lot more than that spot because I think the Philly secondary is so much more overrated than people realize.
Okay.
They are unbelievable at stopping the run, and I will not take that away from Philly's defense. But in general, when they get if they get beat yardage wise, it's through the air, and it happens. Like Darius Slay's great, but he's getting older. He's not as sharp as he once was, and that's really the only guy in the secondary that you need to be fearful of. So I like Purdy even more than that, actually.
That'll be a clip.
Yeah.
Um, I switched my list around. I'm at 8 or 9.
That was 7 or 8.
That was 8 then. All right.
Okay.
Next, we got Kyler, 7,000.
Yeah.
I just the longer he's been playing, I think the more comfortable he's going to be running around, running the football.
Tough matchup.
And unfortunately for James Conner managers, he's stealing a lot of those. Like even more so than I think we all thought he would.
I He always ran for touchdowns.
I know. I just think, at least in my head, I thought it was going to be a little bit less at the beginning of him coming back. I thought he'd just hand the ball off.
He actually coming back from the ACL looked normal.
Probably because he has to, because he knows that his job's actually on the line, even though he signed a $300 million deal.
Yeah.
And finally, the ultimate money saver,
All the way at the bottom.
Zappy,
I hate it.
4,800.
I hate it.
I'm just saying, decent matchup. I'm not saying play him. I'd put him more as an honorable mention.
I ha-
If you really want to play a risky play,
uh,
hopefully he can get you 18. Hopefully Demario Douglas plays. I'm not saying I like it. Like I said, more of an honorable mention, but
what do you think about $4,600 Joe Flacco
I hate it.
over Bailey Zappi
Yeah, because at
though?
least Bailey Zappi has been thrown to these wide receivers all year.
Give me Joe
Joe
Flacco.
Flacco is 38 years old and hasn't really played in what, 2 years?
Give me the guy, the veteran with the ring.
No. All right. Clip that too. We'll come back to this on Monday.
Onto the running backs.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that right?
Yeah, sorry.
That was 10.
I went wide receivers first,
Oh,
but
I usually go
yeah,
3.
no. I
Okay.
know. That was on me. Number 1, the easiest number 1 pick
You're just gonna do it?
DFS of all
You're gonna
time,
do it?
Zach Moss.
Oh, okay. Actually, you're right.
Who are you thinking?
Well, I was just looking at I have it by salary right here, and I thought you were just gonna go with fantasy goat off the rip.
No.
That's in my head where it went because I'm staring at CMC's name, and I'm like,
No.
Oh, he's just gonna rip
Zach
it.
Moss for 4,600. RB5 before he got
Okay,
replaced.
let me give you a potential ownership percentage. So,
Oh, it's gonna be astronomically high.
without a doubt, the most valuable play in DFS, maybe all year.
Yes, it should be.
Yeah. So, let me give you the ownership
Yeah.
percentage really quick.
Yeah, this is gonna be rough.
This is projection, obviously. 47% projected ownership.
Yeah, I mean,
That's almost half the field.
but, like, the thing is if he just does what we think he's gonna
No, it's
do,
worth it.
you just kinda have to.
Yeah. Now that's why his chalk is that high. You can fade him and be like, I'm gonna find somebody else that's gonna do this at maybe the different position.
It's just, like, to me, getting it's not necessarily the Zach Moss play, it's the fact that what you can do with that saved money. Like, Zach Moss, he's everybody's gonna play him, but I don't think that's necessarily gonna determine everything, like, it's just everybody's gonna be able to afford it. Yeah, it's $2,000
Let
more
me
expensive than they should be able to.
the next highest guy, McCaffrey, although expensive, this is projected ownership again at 15%. So 32%
Are
difference.
you playing Zach Moss this week?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, me too.
yeah. I mean,
He's
like,
gonna have 100% ownership in our league.
especially in ours because it's not like it's 100,000 people.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's
It
like 5 to 8,
yeah. So
and
it's like
everybody knows kinda what they're doing.
the chalk isn't as chalky in that
Yeah, yeah.
scenario.
So, alright, I'll see it with
But this is
Zach Moss.
GPP's big tournament plays.
Number 2, still like this guy, Jalen Warren. Obviously, a little bit of a down week. I think he had 10 points last week, but
I love it.
5,400. Uh, he's the cheapest guy on my list for the rest of the list. So,
Okay.
value's there. Number 3, Kyron Williams.
Yeah,
Just gotta ride the hot hand. That he looked absolutely ridiculous.
he's
Super
awesome.
expensive.
I do worry about that matchup a little bit at that price tag, but again, LA just finds a way with running backs like McVay in that offense. He's unbelievable.
Completely agree. Number 4, strictly because I think his value price-wise should be a little bit higher. Rashad White at 6,300.
Hmm.
No injury designation this week. Went into the game last week with it, with a knee. This day of, it was kind of weird, a little
Yeah,
scary for Rashad White managers.
6,300 feels low.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't expecting him to put him 4 this week, but
Yeah,
here we are. Number 5, Jameer Gibbs, 6,700. Getting a little pricey there, but the dude is just, especially going like I mentioned earlier. Love all the guys going up against the Saints this week. And that basically
yeah, I like
all
it.
hurt team.
I like it too, especially like if we touched on it in the injury list. Like Monty's got a foot injury coming into this week. It's newer, and it wasn't something that had ailed him the past couple weeks when he first came back. So again, I think that that boosts Jameer Gibbs. I like it.
Yeah. Number 6, your goat, CMC
Yeah,
for 9,000.
yeah, but he's the only guy that's worth it.
And I know he's going up against Philly, but like to me, you take those the top 5 overall players in the league, like they're just better than everybody else. So to me, it doesn't matter. It's like the Mahomes type deal. Like it doesn't matchups don't matter because like if you're better than everybody else, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It may hurt him a tad bit more than most weeks because it is a great
Yeah,
rushing defense. But here's the thing with CMC is he's really not just a run. He's gonna go catch like if they struggle against the run, he's gonna go catch 6 or 7 passes, and he's still gonna drop you 20 because he's gonna score.
I watched his combine highlights the other day.
Hmm.
Good lord, he
Is he
looked
nasty?
yeah, dude, it was unreal.
Like you should have known right then.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it was your boy Chris Collinsworth talking,
Was he
but he was just like, "This dude is great." He made a jump cut, like you
gross?
know that drill that looks impossible where you go through like the little
Hmm.
high step thing, and then the coach goes one side or the
Yeah.
other, and you have to decide. I would run straight into him every single time, but dude, he made one of the most ridiculous jump cuts. Like it
Yeah.
was just like it looked like as soon as like
Just
it looked like the
lightning.
coach went late,
Really,
and as soon as like he went, it's just boom. It's
really
like
good for him.
must be nice.
Mhm.
Number 7. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna do a little flip here. I'm gonna put Singletary at 7. I'm flipping him with Monty. Singletary's going for 5,900. Just like the value a little bit more. Monty coming in with the foot injury.
I think
Singletary's
that's
5,900. Monty 6,500. Much more expensive, but
yeah.
I
I
think we've
like.
all learned that 2 running backs can succeed in that or that Lions backfield.
Yep. I definitely like Singletary better in that spot for that price for sure.
Number 9, Jerome Ford. Just like the value play here, 5,500.
That cheap.
Yeah, so typically, like, one of my things that I try to do is I try to find the cheapest possible running back that I think will have good enough volume to be able to produce RB1 numbers. And I think it's gonna be a low play just given the quarterback situation there. And um, I
He's
don't, yeah,
9% projected ownership.
that's higher than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, but I mean, most guys here are like 6 to 7, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit over. An even chalkier play, but a guy I like a lot though for 200 more is Javonte Williams. I don't
Yeah.
know if he probably didn't make your list.
He didn't, just because I'm not that big of a fan of his,
Yeah,
just based off the injury in that offense. And once again, this is my list, so I can do what I want.
I mean, wasn't disagreeing,
Number 10, Brian Robinson, 6,100, a little pricey, but his volume's out of control.
dude. He's RB4 on the year.
Out of control. I actually, yeah, he was 9. I flipped him and drew him 4 just because of the value, but um, insane volume, and it was even skewed last week because the game was over and they put Antonio Gibson in there for the last series
Yeah,
or two. Yeah, I, you know what? I would actually probably put Brian Robinson up at 7, move Monty down, Singletary down, and Ford down. No,
fine with me.
yeah,
I mean, dude. After last
the
week,
volume's just crazy.
they haven't had a bye yet. I don't think have they? They may have.
I don't know.
I don't think so. But anyways, like RB4 last week.
Yeah,
You know, Ryan Robinson Jr.
shot last year
He was.
twice.
Yeah, that song when he came out, like Many Men,
Yeah.
it's so sick.
You wanna go on tight ends?
Yeah.
This one's a weird one, man.
Can
Just
I
get the yeah, go for it.
let me touch on one last guy? I You hate him, bro. You hate Ramondre,
I'm the one that brings him up every week.
but you always knock him every week.
Yeah, because that team is just so atrocious.
Yes.
Like, and especially if Demario Douglas doesn't play, like, they have no weapons. They now have a another backup QB with 1 good running back, no wide receivers, no tight ends, no hardly a defense, hardly an O-line.
Just saying.
They scored 10 points against the Giants.
Well, they have another easy matchup this week.
I know, but it's not easy for them. They make it look very
I
difficult.
just think he's gonna get a million touches again.
I know, I don't
I
know.
All right. I just wanted
I
to
mean, he
see.
could do fine,
The
but
people wanted to know.
alright, moving on to tight ends.
Now we need a new wide receiver.
Oh, that's right, I see, messed up my list. I think 2nd week in a row for this guy.
Number one.
Number 1, Tank Dell. 7,400, value's getting up there. Coming into it with an injury designation, but I think just
I think he's fine.
Stroud throwing the ball, his overall volume is just so insane.
Yeah.
Um, Especially for 7,400. Like, I think if you make this season 8 weeks longer, I think his value gets up to, like, that 8,200.
Yeah.
Number 2, Michael Pittman. The fact that he put
Against
up over
Tennessee.
20 without a touchdown last week,
He's a beast.
he's very good, and he was actually tied with, Josh Downs on targets. We said Josh Downs was over. I think they both had 12. But Josh Downs,
No, he ended up having one more target than Downs.
okay, okay. Yeah, Josh Downs' production hasn't necessarily hasn't necessarily been there, since coming back from the injury. He's still on this list, just sheer value-wise and target-wise. Um, but I don't know, maybe that size of Pittman kinda helps Gardner Minshew out
I
a
mean,
little
he's
bit.
always had a good career. Like he's been good
Yeah.
for a while. I am looking at a name right here, and I will be very interested to see if you say it. Do you want me to ask it really quick?
No, because I think he might be next. Uh, my number 3 is Curtis Samuel
No, it's not it.
at 4,100, huge money saver, coming off
Yeah,
a
it's a great
massive week.
price.
He's honestly done great all week or all year. Going
Yeah,
up against the Dolphins, they're gonna be down. They're gonna be start chucking that ball around.
we talked about how much they're going to sling the rock,
Yeah.
and
So,
that bodes well for him.
yep. Who are you gonna ask?
Your boy,
I have a lot.
your boy. When he gets playing time, he does well.
Oh, Noah Brown?
Yep.
He's not on this list, because until somebody is ruled out, if Tank Dell's ruled out, then Noah Brown skyrockets up this list.
Got it.
I would
4,500.
if if Tank Dell gets taken out, I'm kinda just going on the fly. At 4,500, I'd put him probably at number 2.
Yeah.
Just
So
for
you
40.
You seem to really like the people that the ownership projections really like as well, by the way.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that kinda makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Pittman, the highest projected ownership. Tank Dell, number
really?
6. Yep.
Alright,
Yep.
then maybe avoid Pittman. I like him a lot, but n not if his
I mean,
like,
at 7,100 though, for his ability
yeah,
against Tennessee is great.
yeah, they're gonna have the ball a lot.
Yep.
Alright, number 4, autocorrect changed this to, Barrett Wilson, but
Mm.
Garrett Wilson, um, 6,000, a little expensive, but his volume, his targets is just so consistent, and he actually I think he scored a touchdown last week.
I think you're right, actually. I
Pretty su
think so.
pretty sure he did. Um, yeah, just
I mean, yeah, it's 6,000 for his ability and volume just
yeah,
seems cheap.
yeah.
I get it. Do I love it?
No, no, I
No,
don't
but I
love it
get
there
it.
either,
I get it.
but I'd assume a low projected ownership at 6,000 as well.
5.5%. Yeah.
Number 5, Ayuk, 7,200.
Love it. I
He's
love him and
just
his counterpart.
and just like you said, Eagles secondary, in your opinion, super overrated.
It is.
So,
That's how they get beat. Like, not that they're losing, but, like, when they
they've lost once.
right, but, like, when they get beat, it's through the air.
Yeah,
I mean, you saw I mean, just take the Buffalo like, Josh Allen's great. Take the Buffalo game, though, it's like, they did not get beat on the ground, like, besides through Josh Allen's legs, like, with a couple of touchdowns, but as far as, like, an efficiency rate, it was through the air all
mm.
the way. I like his counterpart a lot more. I actually like
Debo?
yeah, I like Debo more at $1,000 less.
Yeah, he just worries me of that, like, you just don't know what his target share is gonna be.
No, for sure. But I really for the $1,000 less, um, they have been straight up, like, adding Debo on Twitter. Like, Debo's the guy that they've been chirping at. So, like, AJ Brown did it, Hassan Reddick did it, like, those are the guys they targeted. And, take it with a grain of salt, I guess, at that point, but, like, I feel like that's a guy that's just gonna go out there and just run with a vengeance. Like, he's a guy
Yeah,
that can just break for, like,
when
a
he's
40
healthy, man.
spot. Yeah,
We saw it last week.
yeah.
When he's, like, the guy that for that week,
He
ooh,
breaks the slate.
yeah,
Like, he is the guy that can win you a tournament if you can play him.
yeah. So, just from that, yeah, sure, I'll take out Jalen Waddle at 7,600 and throw in Debo there at 6,200.
It's a great price.
Yeah. Um, number 6, this year's GOAT, Tyreek Hill,
Um,
9,600.
I know.
Like, against that defense, he's gonna put up 25. I know he's averaging 25, but
He's
his
unbelievable.
floor is, in my head, 8 to 20.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
Just insane.
it just
The tied for Pittman for highest projected ownership, but again, makes sense.
yeah.
The
Uh,
smash spot for him.
Number 7, banged up right now. He's been banged up for a while. Keenan Allen, 9,000.
Yeah,
Just
he's just so good though.
just 50 dropbacks a week from Justin Herbert.
Yeah,
Like, he's gonna get his touches
I mean, he's like
with Guyton as the number 2.
he's like a 16-point floor. It's insane.
Yeah. One of the PPR goats. Um, Number 8, still a little pricey, but he's not typically on my list. But given his matchup, Amon-Ra
Amon
St.
Ra
Brown,
can do it.
8,500. Like I said, play those Lions guys.
Yeah, Amon Ra has been as consistent as they come.
Yeah.
Like an auto 18 to 20 spot every single week. It's incredible.
Um, Already did number 9 with Debo, and number 10. You love this guy, Josh Downs.
I love him.
5,100, super small, but he's just getting a huge target share, especially for 5,100. Um,
He's so good.
yeah, really solid play this week.
Again, no injury designation, so the knee seems good to go.
Yep, yep. Yeah, I mean, he got his targets last week, just couldn't come down with them.
Yeah, I think they were bad
Yeah,
passes.
there were some that were bad passes
Yeah,
for sure.
I would assume almost the majority of the like non-catch targets were uncatchable
Okay.
from what I saw.
Yeah. Uh, Moving on, tight ends.
Yep.
This guy, common theme here. Play the Lions. Laporta, 5,600, one of the more expensive guys. I think second most expensive. Um, but still, in the grand scheme of things, 5,600. Go get yourself a cheap defense, and you'll be able to afford Laporta
Yeah, I'd
without.
rather. Yeah,
Number 2, if you're going for one of those Tyreek Hill guys, this guy, huge must start that we talked about, especially in DFS. Juwan Johnson
Yeah,
at 3,400.
great price.
He's going to have a lot of volume in that offense, given all the injuries, especially if Chris Olave goes down.
Yeah, I'm really questioning that he plays with the amount of head problems that he's had.
I know, I know.
We'll
Bad one
see.
last year.
Terrible.
Yeah, he got knocked out
Yeah,
last
he got
year.
knocked out
That was
cold
rough. That was rough to watch. Number three, this dude's value jumped up on DFS just
last
so
week
much,
alone.
an annoying amount. Pat Fryermuth,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
4,300, but
I played him at 2,900
we
last
we
week.
both did.
Played him too?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Copy in my plays.
You copied my Derrick Henry play. I'm the one that makes the list.
Yeah, but I said Pat Fryermuth 4 weeks ago.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're a real trailblazer on that one.
We set the way.
We. Um.
I said
No,
we.
I know. I know. And then,
You know what? I take it back. Just me now.
anyway, number four, uh, guy that you're obsessed with, injury designation, but Craig McBride at 4,900. Think
Groin.
think they're going up against the Steelers?
Yes, they are. It doesn't matter. I don't think.
No, no, especially at the tight end position. Like, I don't really consider.
That's pretty expensive.
I know they're like I said, it's kind of a weird week. Number five, George Kittle, 6,200, most
He-
expensive by far, but
yeah,
just given the upside in that offense, like he could any given day put up a like he already did a three score game on three
100%.
catches. So
Someone in that San Fran offense is dropping a 30 spot.
yep, you just got to guess who it's going to be,
Yep.
and you'll never guess right.
No.
Number six, Taysom Hill, 5,200.
Why is he the third most expensive tight end?
He had like four really good weeks
I know, but look.
because he's
Okay.
a quarterback.
Yeah, that's really because he runs the football at tight end.
He's either a running back or a quarterback and never a tight end.
I think there's one absolutely like insane value play here, and I want to see what you got.
All right. Well, my number seven
It,
is Everett.
no, it's not a punt. My play is not a punt, but it is like
Okay, I my next two might be getting there. So Everett 3,500.
yeah.
I just like it because very limited options for Josh Allen in that offense. I don't think Patriots are going to be hold. Did I say Josh
Mm-hmm.
Allen? Justin Herbert. Um,
Just want to make sure.
yeah, sorry. Uh, not a whole lot of options there. Like we said, Guyton's their number two right now. Quentin Johnson, not very good, and
Hmm.
even if he does play, kind of non-factor. Everett's the guy who I'm starting with Kincaid out this week
Yeah,
in fantasy. Number eight, Okonkwo. How do you say it? Is that correct?
Okonkwo
Okonkwo, almost. 3,100. Don't love it, but solid
punt.
play. A bit of a
Yeah,
punt, but I like go get Juwan Johnson instead. 3,400.
yeah, that's probably the better play up to be able to get to that. You got any punt guys?
Uh, no. Well, so number nine, I've Njoku, 4,100.
Now we're playing. Have you seen? Let me pull this up. Have you seen what he's been doing? I know
No, no,
now that
if there wasn't a question mark at quarterback right
I
now,
guess
he
that's
he would
true.
probably I'd probably put him. I'd
I
put him at four over
I
over McBride.
I am overlooking that factor of it. But let me just run through this. The past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, he has not been below 10 points and doesn't, he has a touchdown in two of them. Um, and so obviously not like a huge touchdown upside guy. There's only two touchdowns a week, but just a reliable at 4,100. And I'm getting 10 to 12 points at the tight end spot. I feel like that's kind of a misprinted line with other guys like Dalton Schultz, like Dalton Schultz at 5,000. Um,
Yeah,
Mc,
he didn't even sniff close to my
McBride at
list.
who?
Schultz.
Oh yeah, shouldn't.
Don't play Dalton Schultz. That's
It's
a
not
horrible value for a guy that hasn't done anything in 3 weeks.
right.
But
Not
yeah,
yeah,
no, it's strictly the quarterback situation.
yeah. That's
He, like
fair.
I said, he'd be for over McBride.
That is probably why he's priced there. Then I guess.
Number 10, this guy, it's tough, but supposedly coming back. Goddard, 4,800.
I don't think he's playing.
Okay, well, from what I saw, he's questionable. Um,
Yeah,
I didn't look too far into it, but I think just his ceiling, especially in that offense, you never know.
yeah.
Don't love the play though.
I actually do believe that he's not playing.
Okay.
With that being said, let me find it here. The NFC. Who is the other guy here? I would not hate a Jake Stoll of $2,700 as a punt. Sponsored by Duncan. Not. We're kidding. We're kidding. Don't sue us. I swear. We're kidding.
So feel free to sponsor us.
If you want, we do love it. I mean, I
Mhm.
have crushed a lot of peppermint mochas from there.
Yeah. I'm
So good.
yeah.
Highest, the highest ceiling
You're
coffee chain.
stealing that from me.
We talked about it
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah. So basically how it goes. Starbucks, they burn their coffee on purpose, supposedly, so it always tastes the same. So you know you get consistency. People just get over the fact that it's burned coffee. Um, super high floor for Starbucks, pretty low ceiling. Like you know what you're gonna get,
It's still so
but
good.
it's good. They have good like customizable drinks. They make it the same every single time. You know what you're gonna get. Dunkin' Donuts, unbelievably low floor. Could be like it could be a
That
sip and
is
throw.
not a selling point for the sponsorship.
Hey, it doesn't matter. I'm being real to the listeners. Don't be a sellout. All right.
I would sell out for the Dunkin' Donuts
I won't.
sponsorship.
You can trust me. Um, super low floor, like the lowest for the
Imagine like handing out free coffee codes. You get a coffee. You get a coffee.
giving them our to us. No, super low floor, but man, when they mix it right,
Yeah, I agree.
the highest of ceilings.
It is. It truly is. The highest of ceilings, just like Joey's top 10 plays of the week in DFS per position. I love it.
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's all I got to. As always, we do appreciate you guys tuning in for the podcast here on Saturday. We are Crossover Athlete Insights with an S at the end. Go hit that subscribe, that like, that follow button. We are on YouTube, TikTok, Amazon Music, Spotify Podcast, you name it, we're there. All right. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Until next time, we'll see you.